Hi, this is Wild Bill. Thanks for watching my video. I do this a little bit differently. There's triple stars playing in the background, and right up front, I'm going to apologize. Some of the video, it's a little shaky at times, but really, I'm doing the really want to tell a story, okay? And the story is about slot machines, and the topic is, are you being monitored? Um, Now, all of the information and the things that I'm going to talk about today, they're on my website. So um, the first image that I'm going to put in or inject into the video is my website, which is twamblers.com. Okay. Um, the website has, like I said, everything that I'm going to talk about is on there already, which you can read about it. Um, and the story, but I want to get back to my story. Are you being monitored? And the story starts actually quite a long time ago, 2011. It's now the year 2020, so the story starts 9 years ago. Um, and what happened is I was at the casino and I hit this beautiful winner. Okay, so now I'm going to put up another image, which is a picture of the winner. I don't actually have that on video. Didn't catch it live, which is very unfortunate because it's a beautiful winner. 5,000 credits at $5, which is 25 grand. So really huge winner. Obviously, I was very excited, and from there, what happened is I went home and really wanted to go back the next day, but I didn't. Actually went back a week later, and that's really the second part of the story. I went into the high limit room, and as I came around the corner and I could see the machine that I hit the 25 grand on, I saw a little pop, like a, if you had your picture taken and on like a newer phone where it's got like a little flash bulb, but it's more like a pin size. Saw a little pin size flash, and as I walked up to that machine, I actually saw the player's card area changing. Something was being displayed on there. So the next images I'm going to put up are the pictures that I took of what loaded on the machine. And the first thing came up is the picture that's the highest one on the left, which says, version 3 of software is loading, and then the next image is the next gen player tracking image, and then finally the third image where it finished was this next gen symbol, and it just sat there on the slot machine, and I thought, oh my gosh, what's going on? Was just, my brain was just spinning. I'm like, oh my god, I'm being monitored. And I had big plans. I mean, the week before I'd hit a $25,000 winner, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to try this and try that. And literally I was so freaked out that I only stayed about 20 minutes and I left and went home, and I thought, not why did this happen? I thought, how did this happen? How did the casino know that I was in the casino when I literally walked in the door, walked into high limit, and went around the corner, and bam, all of a sudden there was this player monitoring software being loaded onto that machine. So what I did is I went up on to a search engine and I started searching on image recognition files, or image recognition and slot machines. And what I found is patent 6142876. And now the next picture I'm going to put in my video is the abstract. And you can read it, and I'm going to leave the abstract up for quite a while. But there's a few things that I want to talk about on the abstract. Number one is it's a system that in 1998 someone applied for adding video image recognition to slot machines, um, which is crazy, right? I mean, technology that you would not think of, but your casino has the ability to monitor you. And that brings up the second point, which is in the abstract, as it talks about, is it's a passive system. In other words, you don't have to do anything. I just walked in the casino. It took a picture of me, and then the next part that I wanted to make sure is, it takes my picture, and then again in the abstract, excuse me, what you can see is they've already got my image stored on their system. So takes my picture, sends it to the server, gets a image match, and then it loaded the player monitoring software. Now, I know most of you aren't programmers, but what just happened was what's called event-based programming. Okay? Now, in event-based programming, what happens is an event happens and an action is taken. In other words, think about it. Wild Bill walks in a casino, comes around the corner, there's software that takes his picture, takes it, sends it to the server, and the server says, oh, I got a match, and then the event happens and it loads player monitoring software on that machine. Which I think is pretty scary, right? Now I want to talk a little bit about the timelines. This was 2011, and if you went back and looked, the version that loaded was version 3, which means that somewhere along the line, in year 2000 it was approved. This is 2011, it's on version 3, which means it probably was finished in roughly 2005, because by 2011 it was already up to that version, version 3. It's now 2020, which is 9 years later, by the way. So so all I've done in my career is software. Major releases, like 1, 2, 3, come out about every 2 years. So now it's been another 9 years, which suggests that they're not on version 3. They're probably on version 7, 8, 9, something like that. This player monitoring based on image recognition is in your casino, guaranteed. I mean, that's what I'm showing you in this video. The other thing that I wanted to talk about now that we've brought up this player tracking is the use of your card. Now I know it's very controversial. A lot of people don't think it makes any difference. I, on the other hand, think it makes a huge difference. And the reason is because if you go back and think about that abstract, one of the things that it says is that it's going to go back, in this case it's image recognitions, but it's going to go back and it's going to look at your player history. Okay, so in addition to Wild Bill having his picture in there as part of his records, it also has all of your history, right? So now think about putting your card in the machine. The way I use this is I know my machines, okay? And people talk about this in other slot channels, know your machines. Well, that's actually true, but I'm going to be very specific. What I do is when I sit down on a machine, I know my history. I know my top 3 or 4 winners on that machine. So if I put my card in and I start seeing those winners, like let's say the best winner I ever had on this one machine is 13,500. If I start seeing that winner, but it's on the 3rd line or the 1st line, I know that my card has triggered that kind of activity. In other words, if the casino has all this information about me and I'm putting my card in and it starts showing me all my good winners but not paying me, then I stop using my card, okay? And here's the thing, is that not only do I stop using my card, but I move off of that machine. stop using my card, go somewhere else. Again, I still know my history on whatever machine I'm playing. I know from that point of view my history is, hey, on this machine, the best winner I ever had is $10,000, or the best, and it was this game, it was double diamonds, and I hit the double red 7, which would actually be 3,200. But I know all of that because the casino knows all of that, okay? So that's how I'm using my card. I do use my card, but like I said, I use my card um, knowing my own history, knowing that the casino knows my own history, if that makes sense. So again, when I start seeing, I'm using my card, if I start seeing my history kind of coming out on this machine, not paying me, but just showing me those nice winners, that's when I stop using my card. And then I, again, move off of that machine, go play somewhere else, don't use my card. Now, if I want to go back to that machine because it's got whatever I really want to play it, I take at least a 5-minute break, and preferably at like a 20-minute break before I'll go back to that machine. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. Now, this is part 1 of a 3-part series, okay? This first video that I've put together is just on player monitoring. But the other 2 topics, they're all on my website, and I will put the website up again, is do you believe in the RNG, which is the random number generator? And then finally, just kind of an overview of the system and how I'll make a 3rd video, and I'll just for right now call it listen to the music play, okay? I'll just leave it at that, and if you're curious, go up on my website, it's all up there already. And thanks for watching, and thanks for listening. Again, this is Wild Bill.